So, Mets are in first place. The pitching staff leads the league. Carlos Mendoza apparently walks on water. So, of course, what time is it? It's time for fake Pete Alonso trade rumors, right? Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers up next in the next 3 games. And the vibes, are the vibes still somehow still too good to trust? We'll talk about it. Let's put it in the books.
Put it in the books!
All right. Welcome back into the Put It in the Book show. I am Steve. Let's do a quick round robin here. Keith, I love where your head's at. Usually this is Friday Eve, Thursday, but you got Subway Series Eve, baby.
That's right, baby. Very, very big series coming up this weekend. Can't wait. Super excited. Soto came out with a comment today when he was talking to Heyman and said it's going to be 50,000 to 1, and the 1's going to win, baby. Let's go Mets.
I love that. Love that.
He's so excited. His voice went up.
Woo!
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, see that?
The Roosters back there excited.
The fans are going crazy. The fans.
All right, Keith. Rodriguez, what's going on with you, sir? How's life?
Hey, man, life is pretty good when you're a Met fan and the Mets are winning. Okay, it doesn't get any better than that because everything looks wonderful. Everything looks orange and blue. Everything looks beautiful in old Queens. So we're good right now, dude. We're good.
We are good. So let's jump right into it. Obviously we have a non-present absentee producer around here these days. So I just wanted, before we get started on this Mets talk, let's do a little advertising here. Just a little promotion.
What are we doing?
BrooklynWaterCoffee.com.
What?
Blast for the past.
Now we're hiring a producer. Oh my God!
Listen.
All right, so we need a producer quit his non-job, his not real job. He quit.
He hasn't been. It's not yet to make his debut this year. He's like Mania. Hasn't made his debut yet this year.
I told you, All-Star break. Both of them are coming back at the All-Star break.
I thought he was in
one and two, baby.
Shows, no?
Was he during the regular season? I feel like he made it. He was in spring training. Maybe no. I think the last one was the preview show, maybe, and that was before the regular season started.
For Dom Smith now.
He might have pulled a hammy.
Is he on the injured list with Dom Smith's dong? Is that what you're trying to say, Keith? Producer Joe and Dom Smith's dong are on the injured list somewhere in the minors.
All right, let's divert from the Dongsters.
Talking about that.
So since last we spoke to you all, we had a homestand. Cubs, Pirates, 2 out of 3 from both. The key, winning each and every series, right? Like that, Keith, you go into the beat there. Boom, 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 boom. First off, the Cubs came. We talked about this last week, and it was actually we talked about this with the Cardinals when we first played the Cardinals. Remember, the Cardinals had the best batting average in all of baseball.
They came in, shut that shit down. Shut it down.
Cubs best off this time around. They had the best offense in the league. You got that smug kid out there that used to be ours, playing out in center field.
Eat crow, Armstrong.
Yeah, he has 9 home runs, right?
Yeah, dude. Well, he's turning out to be what the Mets thought he would be. But at the time, we got what we thought was, what we thought.
Well, yeah, when we traded him out, he was young. We were on a playoff push, and we thought Javi Baez was going to be that answer. I think who else did we get?
I mean, he was good, dude. He was good for the Mets. He just brought didn't you say this? One of you guys said this last week that he took Lindor and took him off the rails. Like, like here's your little compadre and stuff. Go do some naughty shit. Like, he needed to be removed. Personality wise, talent wise.
He needed to go. He was a rental for that last couple months of the season. It wasn't a bad trade at the time because Javi Baez had an extensive resume of just success. And even with us, he did not do that bad with us, but he had a really bad attitude, to your point, Rodriguez.
He did very well with us, dude. He did. Yeah. He batted well for us. He played well for us, and the attitude was the killer. So now, you suck it up, and good luck to eat crow. Just don't get too crazy.
They made reference to that on one of the broadcasts recently. That somebody did a thumb. Oh, was that guy that was standing behind home plate with the thumbs down to the umpire? And I think it was one of the announcers said, the thumbs down don't go over well here at the stadium because it was Citi Field. It was either Gary or it was probably Gary.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys? Diverting away here. Did you guys watch the Roku game with? That is a good idea. At least having the lead announcer be on the national games. But
I don't have a problem with this. Even if he has to work with a person like him.
I was only annoyed when I found out who him was, because before that I was like, wow, this guy's doing good.
And then you found out who it was, right?
Yeah, and then I was just annoyed. But it also makes sense that he does good. He was a catcher. He was a manager. He does a good. He's a good analyst. I hate to admit it, but he really is.
Lindor is the Yanks' dada. Absolutely. Remember the 3 home run game? That was his. That was his big
the
Mets
moment. Won the series last year, 4-0, right?
Oh yeah. Trevor Williams was the other guy, and Trevor Williams he pitched well for us.
Trevor Williams was good for us. Absolutely, he did his job. But hey, it's in the past. We got like 2 or 3 guys like him waiting to come up next year. There's a guy going to AAA soon that could be our center fielder if they just shift him positions. Jet Williams, all the young guys already, dude. We've done well. So Met fans, don't be discouraged.
Keith, one of those guys who are playing very well for us right now is one who we judged on and off over the offseason. What was he going to do? Brett Beatty. Beatty started off not so well. He started getting hot and then got sent down. And then when he got back up, he now did he hit five home runs in this?
Yeah, I believe 5 home runs.
5 home runs, and a couple of those were bombs to the opposite field.
And clutch.
That makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside as a Met fan.
Yeah, I mean that game we lost, the middle game we lost to the Cubs. I think he was our only offense. Beatty has handled this transition really well. It literally is his last chance. So I think he grasped that. I think also the success and failure taught him a lot, and he seems to be coming into his own. And everybody, I'm reading on social media and news outlets how, what are we going to do with Vientos? Vientos better watch out. None of that, okay? Because they're both going to get playing time. They are both studs. And now if Beatty continues to perform at a major league level, this Mets team has even more depth than any of us could have imagined. I just wish their offense was a little more alive against the Pirates, but that's here nor there.
They did. Even though it's a garbage team, the two of the 3 pitchers are pretty damn good. Keller and of course Skeens.
They were really good. Yeah, I mean,
Skeens is a future New York Met, by the way. But his girlfriend was at the game.
7th and 8th innings. I mean, come on. We don't want to blow his arm out. We don't want to rent a blown arm.
Yeah, let's take care of our investment, our future investment. Rodriguez, pivoting to you, and piggybacking off of what Keith just said. So talking about how Vientos and Beatty are both going to get playing time. Did you see who played center field in the last couple of innings last night? Mr. Acuna.
No. Mr. Acuna. So check that out.
Think about that for a moment.
So think about our future is now, dude. Our future is now. They're letting these guys play. So what's going to happen is, wouldn't you really like to see Beatty and Vientos alternating the DH and third base slots. They stay fresh. They both play. You know, Beatty is playing excellent defense. I mean, the kid is diving all over the place, pretty much stopping everything. And he's starting to drive the ball. Now he's starting to hit the ball like his height and weight. Like he's a big, strong dude. He's not a little kid. He's a big guy. So he's showing some power. That's what's going to keep him in the majors. His good defense and some good average / type of power thing going. He doesn't have to be a power hitter like Vientos, but he does have to hit in the major leagues. So,
but he could.
I mean, and then
he could be a 30 home run guy, 25, 30 home run guy.
Easily. You see how easily he hit those home runs, guys?
Yeah.
You saw him. There were easy, smooth swings to the opposite field. Nice and gone. And with Acuna in center field, you're going to end up getting – we're going to see how much the Mets think of their future in the next few months, because they're going to have to start getting rid of the veterans, okay? Or because these kids have to play. And if these kids are batting 290, Acuna's batting like 290 or something, right? Like that. Vientos is hot again. He's starting to hit. You know, he's hitting like 400 or so since May. Okay. Beatty, he's hitting. The kids need to play, dude. So the veterans like Marte, what do you guys think about Marte, Winker, those guys? They're gonna have to be let go or traded. You know, you may not want to do it this year, but I guarantee you by next year, if these guys stay consistent and stay like they're going to be major leaguers, those old guys are gone. Guaranteed.
Both the players you mentioned are not contracted with the Mets next year. So
even better.
Marte isn't.
Was Winker
sign a 1-year deal?
I think it was a 1-year deal. Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah, one, and it's cheap as hell too.
What he's doing, you know,
7.5
I would think, honestly,
I do like him.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start playing Marte a little more to get his average a little higher and put him in the field a little more for trade bait after the All-Star break, because
dude, everybody knows what he is. They don't need to showcase Marte. It's going to be tough getting rid of him, man. I mean, you know, he can still probably hit 260 if he plays there every day, but he's not going to pop 25 to 30 home runs anymore.
There's going to be
and he's not going to steal bases.
And he's a potential piece.
They can have. I think it's a great idea, dude. I agree with you.
But
who knows? I'm just
if you're not going to get a nice solid return, I think you keep him. I think you have him on the bench there, and you keep him. He's a vet going into the playoffs. Keep him fresh. You know, he's a bat off the bench. Like how I would you trust Marte to at least have a professional at bat and not, you know, make yourself look like a dumbass in the late innings.
I absolutely do. But then at the same time, if you're not in that position, you're never going to learn how to deal with that position. So if the game's on the line, and it's your turn at bat. It's your turn at bat, man. Suck it up. That's why you're a major leaguer. You know, you can't hide them from, you know, the big times. You know, they have to be big time sometime. And if they're playing every day, they likely have a better chance, because Mauricio's coming, dude. It's coming. There's that other kid that they have at shortstop that's 19, but he's going to come in 4 or 5 years. You know, when Lindor's a little slower, but he's come. They have talent in the minors that's coming. So these guys have to be ready. McNeil's going to end up having to leave. You know, maybe a guy like Tyrone can stay for a little bit. You know, French guys like that. You need a bench, and you can, with these young guys stepping up, you have a good choice of a really good bench, man. If you get some good veterans that know how to play.
Yeah, and McNeil will be gone either in the offseason or at some point next year. But all right, let's reel it back in from future consideration here and get back to Mets now 17-5 at home. We've talked about, you know, in the years prior, especially the years prior to Stevie Cohen, that the Mets were just like hovering around 500 a lot of times at Citi Field. Barely. And it was pretty frustrating, you know, for the fans there and us watching. But that is obviously turned around. 17-5 at home sweet home indeed. The crowds have been amazing. Even crowds were loud during, when there was the rain delay and whatnot. William, yes, the amount of talent that we have on the team right now, from a veteran
He's doing it
standpoint and from
from-
a rookie standpoint, down on the minor league standpoint, great, amazing.
Absolutely.
Exactly right, William.
Just and when you look at the names of these pitchers who are going out here every single day, and it's like best ERA in baseball, Rodriguez. How are they continuing to do it? Did you see that overlay video that I sent you guys with the forkball? And that, because people were complaining, there were people who were like, "Well, why would you swing at the fork? Why would you swing at the ghost fork?" So baseball, what's it called? Pitching, whatever. They did like an overlay of the fastball and then the ghost fork, and at the last second, the ghost fork is in the dirt.
Drops.
it's gone.
Just drop.
People, they don't understand that. So
It's very Mike Scott like of the 1986 Astros, the way his ball just drops. And I remember the Mets.
His ball's not getting scuffed.
Yeah, okay. But all that aside, let's talk the actual pitch itself.
Pitching Ninja.
The way Mike Scott pitched his drop in that 86 NLCS
Pitching Ninja
was, it was like a magician. And I'd like to say that Senga's pitch is pretty much just like that. The bottom falls out, and then that's it.
It stops in midair and just darts down.
That's
pretty incredible.
I see batters stretching their backs out like they're just lost on it.
Timing. It's all timing and location. Mike Scott
uses it a whole lot. He uses it strategically. To your point, Rodriguez. Yeah,
exactly. Mike Scott used to throw so hard, and it would just drop hard, like a hard ball that nobody could even pick it up. Senga goes like this.
There's a nail file here,
and then just
put a little jalapeno.
But it did work. He cheated, and it worked. Right. Exactly. Whatever you put on
we sent 26 baseballs. Davey Johnson sent to the commissioner. Yeah, nothing happened. Get out of here,
dude. Let it go, bro. Let it go.
Trying.
Davey Johnson's dead.
Whoa.
Wait, no, he's with Warner Wolf.
He's with Warner Wolf.
And Pete Rose. Oh, Pete Rose is dead. We got to talk about Pete Rose for a second in a little bit.
Boy. Yeah.
So. And then what happens is that you got guys geared up for the forkball, and they take a 96-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle.
And he's a big guy on mechanics, Senga.
Yes.
You see him even working on his mechanics when he's in the mound in a game, in between innings and between batters, he's working on his mechanics. So for him, it's all mechanics, and he doesn't feel like he's there yet. So think about when he gets where he thinks he needs to be, and he's executing every pitch correctly. The dude's sick with that ghost. That ghost fork is sick.
What's your new name? Dad yells at Pitching Ninja, but what's his real name?
Senga.
That's what I'm wondering. Will you reveal it?
Senga's the Pitching Ninja.
His real name is Senga. Yeah.
No, but see, this is what happens here. So you put Pitching Ninja in there. Rodriguez is going to go follow Pitching Ninja. Yesterday, I sent in our group chat Pitching Ninja, and I tagged Rodriguez. I said, Rodriguez, you should follow it. And when I mentioned the Pitching Ninja, he has no idea what I'm talking about.
I couldn't even open the link. That's why. I tried to. You said, "Oh, this is one Rodriguez would love." So I clicked on it. But it's usually everything that you send me, I can't open. TikTok and WhatsApp, anything you sent me. It's almost like my phone knows.
Yeah,
something that he shouldn't know.
That's right.
Side story, real quick. I fell asleep yesterday super early, like 8:30. I was exhausted. I woke up like 2:30 in the morning with a bunch of texts from my friends. So I started responding to them at 2:30, and they were all like, "What are you, drunk? Don't you got to work tomorrow?"
You do that, You do
because I fall asleep and then I wake up.
Back around.
I'm looking at my phone.
Get that second wind.
But then don't you think that maybe the people that actually texted you are really sleeping like they're supposed to be doing?
Well, they should be smart like me and put your phone on silent when you go to sleep.
I always have my phone on silent. I'm the guy that, the memes are about they say don't give a shit about anybody.
If somebody's dying, I'll find out when I wake up.
You don't need to. I'll wake up when I want to. I'm not waking up for your text.
I'm with you, bro. That's exactly right. That's why I go on silent, so nobody wakes me up.
All right, and so the rest of the pitching staff is kind of keeping pace here. We've had a couple of bumpy moments
Just aggressive now.
in the pen.
If you want to know what I think, they're just an aggressive pitching staff that just attacks the hitters, and they're not letting up. They're not throwing balls way out of the zones. They're throwing them on corners. Their control is excellent, and they're mixing every pitch they have. They're not just saying, okay, well, I only can throw a curveball. Let me throw the curveball 90% of the time. They're throwing everything and the kitchen sink, and they're throwing it all around the strike zone. The hitter has to try and hit it. And as a hitter, you're not you're a great hitter if you hit it 3 times out of 10 times correctly and you get a hit. You're a great hitter. And the odds are with you, dude. As a pitcher, the odds are with you to be
You're
a
a Hall of
winner.
Famer.
You know, you could easily, if
Pete
you're
Rose.
smart.
Oh,
not people.
I wish my high school English
That's so sad.
was like that. All I have to do is score 30%, and I'm a Hall of Famer.
yeah.
But it's,
Right?
you know,
Imagine that, right? So,
Well, your 52% would have been like, wow.
yeah, like whoa, all-star,
amazing. You would have been the best ever. The best ever.
One guy in specific I want to talk about is Mr. Peterson, David, not the murderer or the
David, the raper,
or the sheriff guy
the
who
people
didn't,
eater,
or the guy traveling the world.
or the other person that I won't mention.
David Peterson. So,
Yeah,
so remember, he had all those struggles where his arm was flying open and everything was going up and away from right-handed hitters, and and then he had his hip surgery, and they attributed that to there because he wasn't able to follow through with his hip. I haven't seen that problem. I haven't seen that issue at all.
Because he's attacking everything, dude. He's attacking the hitter. He's coming at the hitter inside, up, and in. He's throwing curveballs. I mean, he's throwing sliders in the right at the back end of the right foot on those righty hitters. He throws it right there. I mean, the guy's aggressive now. He's pitching. You know, he's not scared anymore. That hip thing, I'm glad it feels better. You know, maybe he was flying open. Maybe he couldn't bring everything all the way down. But it always seemed like at the right count that he needs to be aggressive, he was pitching away.
Peterson is and it, you know, just unfortunately this is like a really common term, but whatever. He's a student of the game, right? So through his career, he's had a lot of struggles, but as you see the things he struggled with, he keeps correcting and getting better and more consistent, and getting better and more consistent. And he's learning. He's still young. By the time this guy in another year or two, I mean, he's good now. He's very consistent. He started that last year, but another year or two, I think this guy is going to be potential ace or number 2 in a rotation kind of pitching.
If he keeps going, you're right, Keith. By next year, he's a solid 2 next year. I mean, on any staff. And maybe an ace of other ones. Yeah, just his natural progression, the way he's going about his business now. You know, lefties are hard to hit. Everybody says it. Everybody knows it. You know, and if you got a lefty around the plate that can move the ball in and out.
We got 3 guys on our team right now that used to play for that other team. Got Soto. You got Clay Holmes.
Who cares?
And you got
basketball.
And what we did was we turned Clay Holmes into a solid pitcher.
I think 8 or 9 starts, you can say that he's solid. I mean, it's a long season. Who knows what can happen? But I think 8 or 9 starts is a good, you know.
And he's gaining strength. Yesterday was a weird game. And William is talking about, this is why I kind of brought it up. The home run, he got squeezed. The ump crew was terrible. Same jerk offs with the triple play. And I just want to show you what these pitches were called. It's just ridiculous. Ball. What? See the zone? To strike, guys. Strike 3, strike 4. And what happened on strike 5? Bomb. And he was pissed. He was pissed.
It's
as
been
soon as the
happening a
ball
lot this
as soon as you
year,
hit
and
the
not
ball.
just at the home plate, but in general. But like even in our chat, how many times do I put up there? Oh, there was strike 3 for a ball.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
ridiculous. I mean, it's just stupid.
Takes one right down the middle for ball 2.
Yeah, that's right down the middle. Yeah, right. I mean, wow. It's just
It-
it's piss poor. I'm sorry, the management, the umpiring has been piss poor this year. I get it. There's a large percentage that's not bad, but the percentage that is bad has increased, and it's very noticeable. And it's frustrating.
It's especially, listen, I know they only put the elite onto the playoff games and whatnot, but you need more umpires there, so you're not really getting the ultimate elite. But if that's a playoff game, that's an embarrassment to the game. For baseball to get officiating correctly, like that's the least that any sport can do is referees, officials, umpires get it right, get all the calls right. I don't care what you got to do. Look at what the NFL is doing now. They got the little GPS tracker in the football, and they're not going to measure for first down anymore. So let's get with it. Let's get that robot umpiring going. Who cares if he doesn't get to call strike, if he doesn't get to determine it? He's still making the motion back there. He's still got to make the calls at home. He's still got to make the fair foul until it gets to first base. So the umpire, grow up, and let's get the umpire, robo umps that get the calls right.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got 2 words.
See it.
Robo ump.
Did I say robo cop at the end there?
Yeah, you did.
I got to go back and, what are we at here? 27-17. I think I said robo cop.
You said robo cop.
So if you deflate the ball, does it affect the GPS?
His girlfriend got banned. From the facility. Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
I don't understand that whole thing. I don't even know.
24 years old, got the ring cam. You see that? He's coming out.
Listen, I'm not even
he's 50 years older than her.
Stand in the same room as a non-relative girl who's 24 years old and tolerate it. It would drive me nuts.
50 years older than her.
Hey, listen, he was like that guy. He's like the nerd in high school and college that didn't do anything, and they're like, "Oh, look at me, I'm late blooming. I don't have a job anymore, so let's go out and do all this wild stuff." 70 years old.
He's 80.
There's nothing against 24-year-old girls. They are who they are, and they're beautiful being who they are. But when you get older, it's just you're on a different plane. There's no, unless you're mentally challenged or there's something wrong emotionally, there's no connection.
Emotionally, we're talking about Bill Belichick emotions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Put my hoodie on and go to the dugout and go to the locker room and cry.
Dude, he's a defensive genius. That's all I have to say.
Oh, he's a football genius. Thank God he's gone, Rodriguez. Let's really run this show now.
Boy,
so
what is he What did he leave again?
Who cares? Thank God.
All right.
So what do you think?
Let's talk about
Yankee series.
Look at the video. It looks like your arms are right in front of you. Oh, Farace came and messed it up.
Taking a screenshot. I don't know what.
That's my chair.
Screen.
See, that's my chair. If I do this
into Keith's right eyebrow. So Keith's eyebrow was my entire screen. I don't know what happened. Like, it was.
They say there's animals living in your eyebrows.
Yeah. Speaking of animals, did you see that alligator on I-95 in Jacksonville today? It's unbelievable.
Rodriguez got frozen like this.
He got frozen too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. I would reel it back in.
What are you yelling at us for?
All right.
You're the one that left.
Yeah, exactly. You're the
From
one
a
that
managerial. Yeah, I left. I came back to business.
After 10 years, come home, and then you say, "Oh, it's your fault, kid."
Right. I'm going to
That's
get
why
milk.
I left you. I'm going to get milk. Yeah.
Milk.
You come back and yell 10 years later. Oh.
Hey, you made it to the major leagues? I'm in.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go from the players to the leadership.
Michael Jordan.
What did you just
was
say?
Was that Michael Jordan's father? Like, oh, hey.
Ear. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan paying the Asian kids 12 cents an hour. Great guy.
Don't worry about what he does.
Anyway, stupid Jordans. Stupid Jordan.
You have them.
I never had a pair of Jordans. My son, as disappointed as I am, he owns.
He don't own shit. You
They
gave it to
inadvertently
him.
paid through me. I paid for Jordans.
Well,
And another
there you
quick
go.
story.
Must
My
be on
son
you.
went to a Heat game with my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law bought him a Miami Heat hoodie. And I didn't talk to him for the rest of the day. I said, politely turn that down. Did I not teach you manners? The in-laws, I didn't talk to the in-laws. I want to do it. And I told him that it's going to wind up in the bonfire. Easy peasy.
We're 100% behind you.
Lemon squeeze. Thank you very
Orange
much.
and blue all the way.
Whenever they do that, show them a picture of Van Gundy holding on to Patrick Ewing's leg.
Yeah, because that'll
LJ's
make
leg.
your point. That'll make your point.
Alonzo Mourning's leg. LJ.
Alonzo Mourning.
All right, back to the New York Metropolitans. Leadership. Could we have? I mentioned 3 players that we got from that side of town, but we also got our current manager from that side of town. And I don't know about you guys, but I am digging what he's been doing. Rodriguez, you mentioned, the steady hand. He's perfect with the media. He's perfect with the players, and this is obviously all my opinion. You guys will chime in, but there's nothing that this guy, I mean, you could really if you really nitpick, you could find a thing here and there, but this guy seemingly presses all the right buttons and is getting the most out of his players and then some with some of these, the pitchers and whatnot that we talked about. The name value is not there, but best pitching staff in baseball. And that's a testament to the GM and to the manager who spends day in and day out with these guys.
Yep.
What do you guys think about Mr. Mendy?
Go ahead, Keith.
Okay, thanks, Rodriguez. Yeah, I think he's doing a horrible job. I mean, if you look at the game yesterday, he totally punted that game. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he punted the game yesterday. That was something that was out there.
That was a little Freudian slip. He was really thinking that. He just didn't want to say it. But now
yesterday was just a weird game. The rain.
It was a weird game. It was raining.
It only poured down rain when we were.
There's some really bad calls at the plate with the
ump.
But I didn't say that with the intention of getting into it. It was a joke. So I think he's doing a great job. I mean, obviously, let's start at his beginning of his tenure from a regular season perspective from last year, where the Mets completely struggled and did really bad. And he was able to hold on, identify the issues, and work with the team and get them turned around. Where's Joe? The players themselves are the ones that turn it around, but it always starts with your leadership, who continues to encourage you and teach you and work with you and just be a part of the clubhouse. I think you look at that. Let's start with July all the way through till now. We've been one of the best teams, if not the best team in baseball.
End of May last year is when we started.
From the dugout perspective of that, you can't forget Hef, you can't forget all that, but he is the guy. He's first, and everybody else, comes out underneath him. So I think he's doing a fantastic job. I love him. I think he's very personable. I love watching his press conference appearances. I think he's very informative. I don't think he really holds back much. And I'm very, very, very happy with this guy. I see him as our manager for the next 10, 15 years at least.
You're goddamn right.
We need that.
Goddamn right. What's saying my name?
Well, that's exactly what we need, and that's exactly what I was thinking about. We haven't. I'm thinking now. Have we had that manager that the front office has trusted for 10, 15 years, like some of these other organizations?
Well, if I could just jump in right there real quick. Have we had a manager that the front office gave the ability to gain trust? Because the front office prior to really Cohen and Stearns has been backdoor controlling the manager in a lot of ways, right? I don't think that's happening right now. Does that make sense? I'm
looking at the longest tenured manager in franchise history is Terry Collins at 7 years, and he was asked to be the manager during a shitty time. Well, one of the
He
shitty
did a good
times
job.
in our franchise, where he was just saddled with no payroll, $80 million a year. We were the the New York Royals, the New York
Fighting with the
Twins, the New York
Wilpons.
Marlins. But
He's like
that's it, right?
he's
Like
Johnson in
who else is like the long term? Like Davy Johnson
David
was
Johnson.
what? Davy Johnson had to be what, 6 years?
It was
About
a
6
shocking
years, I
fire.
think, before he ran out. Well, I know he kind of deserved it. He had he lost control and everything was
I
things were
think he
different.
lost the locker room in 1990.
They
That's
needed
when Buddy
they
Harrelson
needed to
took over.
change. Yeah, they needed to change. But Terry Collins made the team really good. When you get a good manager, you make a crappy team pretty good. And he won a lot of games for the Mets. Even though they weren't the greatest Met teams around, they were good competitive teams. And it was fun to watch Terry Collins manage sometimes because he
Yeah.
was fiery old school type of manager.
That
And,
argument,
You know,
the best.
that was a
Yeah.
great argument.
That was
And
the best.
it was fantastic, dude. And now we have another guy that could be, like you guys say, with us for the next 10 to 15 years if we play our cards right, and he can guide a steady hand and keep us
Yeah.
competitive, until he's ready to retire or move on. I like the guy. I tell you guys all the time, I think he's a fantastic manager, and he thinks old school a little bit. He uses the stats and then he uses his heart, however he's feeling and watching and however the game is running, and he puts that together and he makes a good decision. I like him. Very, very, very good manager, man.
Yes.
If the way he's starting, if it just stays that way, he'll end up being the best manager the Mets have ever had.
Yeah,
If he
I
just
agree.
stays the same, if he doesn't even have to improve, honestly, he could stay the same way for the next 10 years, and he's
Oh,
the
yeah.
best
Even keeled.
manager the Mets have ever had. Gil
He's also
Hodges,
fortunate.
a lot of respect, but this guy will be a much better manager if he just stays at the level he's at right now.
I agreed, and I think he's also very fortunate to have an amazing front office, kind of like Davey had. And then it just kind of declined towards the end of Davey Johnson's career, and then on from there when Doubleday sold the team in 2002, 3, whatever it was. But I think there's a approach and attitude in place from the front office that completely supports the on-field activities like never before on this team. And I think he's going to also benefit from that. I would love to just have a manager for 10, 15 years that's our manager, that's our guy. The Mets have been in such a rotation of managers. It's so frustrating.
It is. I would just like looking Davy Johnson for he's second all time in games managed, followed by Bobby Valentine. First is Terry Collins, but you got Davy Johnson. After that, you got Buddy Harrelson for 274 games. Our old time friend Mike Cubbage managed for 7 games. You got Torberg for 200. Dallas Green 512. Too many.
Too many. That's
Valentine,
way too many.
And Valentine came in. He managed 1,003 games, 96 to 2002. He kind of oversaw that turnaround, with Piazza and these guys. Then you had Art Howe, Willie Randolph. We thought Willie Randolph was going to be a long-term deal, but then you had the back-to-back collapses and the West Coast 4 o'clock in the morning firing. Jerry Manuel, who was absolutely not. Get him out of here. Terry Collins, Mickey Callaway, your boys. Luis Rojas, who remember his press conference we were watching together? He had the top 4 buttons buttoned and everything else was opened up. Good. Buck Showalter, Carlos Mendoza.
And then he had the hat all the way down with his ears sticking out like that. They're like, oh my God.
We were watching in your office, Rodriguez.
That's how you're gonna start. That's how we're gonna
Yes,
start this.
I remember that. I mean, Dallas Green was like, we got scammed because he was a part of that Moneyball thing. So he was made to look good when he had absolutely zero control. If he had his way, that team would never have succeeded the way it did. So he benefited off of what the upper management did and got that contract from us. And when he allowed him to run the team, we were all like,
but he means Art Howe.
Yeah.
Art Howe? Oh, I said Dallas.
You said
Green.
Dallas
I'm
Green.
sorry,
Yeah.
Art Howe. Dallas Green. That's
But
another name.
Didn't Dallas Green go on to have a couple of good seasons with the assholes from Philadelphia?
Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, but I meant Art Howe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Art was benefit of the Moneyball, and he got that contract for the Mets off the Moneyball. After that, he never got a contract again. I don't think he ever managed again. I think everybody was like hands off for that guy.
Well, New York was the worst possible place for that guy. He had no business ever thinking that he could make it in New York. Art Howe,
No.
Zero. Like
40,
Rodriguez, you starting to smirk there. You know that was a big mistake. That he had no business trying to do anything in New York City.
No.
All right, so really quickly, let's go just around the league, see what we're going to be facing here in the next week or so. Yankees are in first place. Red Sox are below 500.
Yeah, they just
okay. Yankees, you're a nice, easy division you got over there. The second place team is a game under 500. What are we doing? Tigers are in first place, 14 games over 500. What's going on there? That division's looking good. And then we'll play the Dodgers later on in the week. They're 20.
Baez is playing center field now.
Baez is home runs every night. 2 home runs and a game winner.
He's killing it.
God.
I saw a video today, and it was titled "The Evolution of Javier Baez." I was like, I'm not watching that crap.
The Rockies are 7-36.
The Rockies?
We cannot lose to those teams, dude. We got to sweep.
And we played them
teams
6
like the Rockies.
There's a stretch where we play them 6 out of 9 games. Those are
So
they ain't even scoring in Colorado no more. They're done. They're toast.
How is Javier Baez batting 309?
Right.
I know he's batting over 300 Baez. Bizarro world.
What the hell's happening?
Telling you, they moved him to center field now. It's easy to play the outfield, dude. You just run around like a deer without in the headlights. You just run around. It's easy. Outfield has got it good.
Let me I'm gonna share this real quick here because it's
share.
It's good, but then it's irritating what they did here. So SNY did the 2025 New York. I don't know why they call it this. The Mankeys. Why do they just give us the M? It should be Meckies. It's a combination Mets and Yankees. That's what we got here.
Combine, so it's either Mets or it's Yankees. You don't put them together because it just doesn't work. So everybody needs to.
Well, they said Mankeys, and I don't like it.
No, sorry.
The right thing here. Okay.
It's Mets or it's Yankees. There's no putting them together.
It's Mets or it's nothing. All right, let's look at this and react. All right, let's react here real quick. We got Brandon Nimmo out in left field. Wait, what? We got Brandon Nimmo out in left field. I don't want to see them in the field. Oh, okay, yeah. So Brandon Nimmo out in left field. The entire infield, third base, shortstop, second base, and first base are New York Metropolitans. I don't.
What the hell is that?
Understand how Max when the Mets have the best pitching staff in all of baseball, but you have a Yankee starting pitcher in there. I don't know SNY. I just don't know about that. And I do like the way you got Judge out there, so you could leave Soto off of this. Douchebags.
Because that makes a lot of sense.
Douchey bags.
What is
that? Makes a lot of sense.
What is it with the mustaches on their team? What do they all think they're freaking Mattingly?
Well, they're able to grow beards now, but the closer, Devin Williams, got ruined his whole career by Pete Alonso last year in the playoffs, and now he lost his job. But he's able to grow his beard back. He shaved his beard before growing it back for the Yanks.
Who's the one on the left that got the ears?
I think all of them have ears.
That is
no, those are ears.
Somebody named Rice.
Okay.
Get out of here. All right.
Yeah, don't ever put that again.
Thanks. Not 2 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Thanks for
my bad.
Yes,
All
sir.
right,
Yeah.
let's look at what's going on for this weekend. Starting tomorrow night,
Let's
it's
do
a
this.
huge, massive weekend in New York sports. You got the Knicks. See how I got that in there. You got the Knicks tomorrow night, closing out the Boston Celtics. Get out, and out.
See you later.
And then the Mets and the Yankees in Subway Series. It's Subway Series Eve, as Keith is saying. So let's look real quick at what's going on for this Subway Series, guys. The matchups tomorrow night, the 28-16 New York Mets head over to the dirty Bronx to play the 25-18 Yankees. Rodriguez, can you please do me a huge favor?
What?
Can you remind me what baseball team has the best record in all of baseball against teams over 500?
I think it's the Mets.
Is that the New York Mets?
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Because I remember a certain fan base saying, "Oh, the Mets, you haven't beaten anybody. The best record in baseball against those teams."
Yeah, we're beating
I don't know.
everybody. That's I'm
Cheers.
beating
Oh, is that a
everybody.
cheers? Bop.
Oh,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Bam. All right. So Friday night,
Last drop of booze.
obviously the big story is that Soto returning to over there. Now over there, those fans got their panties up in a bunch over a player who played one season for them. Chill out. Chill out. This was not
Because
like
he came to the Mets, dude.
yeah, right, but this is not like one of your all-time great Yankees. Like this is not
No.
Derek Jeter leaving in
You basically rented
2004.
him for a year. You rented him. You paid for him for a year. That's what you did. So let's cut.
Thanks
the
for
crap,
showing
right?
him around town. Thanks for
It's
getting
an adjustment
comfortable in the
period,
city.
right? So like when the championship or the boxing champion or the UFC any champion starts to decline because they're getting older and they start losing because the person next to them is more superior, it's an adjustment. They have to start accepting that they're the losers. And that's what's happening with the Yankees. They're just not able to accept it just yet. But give it another year or two as we keep pounding them from a free agency standpoint and winning championships.
Pound them.
They'll get over it.
That'd be fun.
George, thank you for joining me and at least mentioning the Knicks. I'm not allowed. They yell at me. Heath goes off camera.
We talked about it for like 20 minutes before we
What do you mean 20 minutes?
Yeah.
How much more did you want?
No, but George is like,
F you, Celtics.
George is. I've known George since I was born, so he can talk.
So what is that supposed to mean? You're allowed to talk to. He's allowed.
In
to talk
another
about
5 years, you'll be at the level that I will not get mad at you anymore. So we got a little while to go.
You know, we 2011. We've known each other for 15 years now.
Yeah,
14.
man.
14.
14.
We're getting there. Keith
years.
Rodriguez is like, can you just not mention that ever again? I don't want to admit that I've known you that long. All right, Mets and Yankees.
That was a good time when we were working together back in those
Yes.
days. But anyway, that's like talking about the Knicks, so we'll move on.
Wow.
Mets, Yankees.
All right.
Mets, Yankees.
Friday night, Mets and Yankees. McGillicuddy, the big drip.
McGilla Gorilla.
Oh, George wants to talk about the Knicks again. Yeah, but listen, that's okay. We lost yesterday. We're gonna whoop them in the Garden, the real
All right, George,
Garden,
I love you, bro, but
the
you're
TD
pushing it.
Garden.
Let's move along.
All right, McGill 3-3, a
It's a Met
3.10 ERA against Carlos Rodon, 4-3, a 3.29 ERA. That's a nice little matchup there. But we know what happens when other teams' good matchups go against our team.
Well, since he's on my fantasy team, I hope he does really well for 6 innings, and then we blow the bullpen out for 10
Wow. That's a lot of stress. Considering it's also on the same night as Knicks and Celtics.
I honestly don't care. Blow him out first inning. When it comes to us playing them,
Please
screw
put up
fantasy.
eight in the first. Just
No,
whoop
I'm
'em.
good with that. Let's go.
All right. Saturday is a 1:00 game. It's Mr. Canning, the worst pitcher in all of baseball last year. 5-1, 2.36 ERA. Going against Mr. Clark Schmidt over there. That's a Yankee boring name, Clark Schmidt. Clark Schmidt.
Does he have a stupid like porn mustache?
He probably does. Anybody with the last name Schmidt has a weird mustache.
Yeah. Yankees
101.
mustache team.
Bodies in the trunk.
But that's true. In a 1982 Cutlass Supreme.
Duct tape broken line.
Driving down Russian
1-1.
Parkway in Brooklyn.
a 4.73 ERA. Hey, my dad had duct tape on his 81 caddy taillight. That shit held, baby.
I'm pretty sure duct
Um,
tape is the beast.
The best.
Beast of
My
tapes.
father-in-law had duct tape on his cars all the time.
It's the best. And then Sunday is a Sunday night game, ESPN, 7:10
Yeah.
start.
That's the one I want to
Hopefully-
win. That's the one I want to win.
Yeah, national TV, right? Hopefully, I just realized why Max Fried is on the pitcher's mound on that graphic. Hopefully, there's no game 7 for the Knicks, so that I could just rest easy and just watch my New York Metropolitans whoop that Yankee ass on Sunday. David Peterson going for the New York Mets, 2-2, 3.05 ERA, very Miami of him. Against Max Fried, the former dirty, stupid Brave. Now he's a dirty, stupid skank, and he is a dirty 6-0 with a 1.11 ERA.
I know that's gonna make one from one team I hate to another team I hate. And
That's
here's the deal:
double hatred.
he killed us when he's with the Braves.
He did.
But let's change the narratives. Let's kill him now that he's with the Skanks.
Murder him, whoop him. All right,
Let's
what's our prediction?
With base hits?
I know, guys. I know that we do our predictions. I know if we say we're going to win 2 out of 3, that we're giving too much credit to the Yankees. So that's a lot of pressure. Keith, what do you got?
Oh boy, you just farted. What happened?
Do you
Did
really
just
want to
fart?
admit that? No. Did you?
The Yankees?
Did you fart?
I'll be honest. This
I
series
did.
worries me a lot, but this team plays up or down to the talent, and it's as frustrating as that is. We're coming into the Yankees. I think key of the game is don't really pitch to Judge. You know, don't give him the chance to kill you.
Who Judge?
Nobody
Pitch
on.
to him.
I
You see our
think-
ERA?
Huh?
Do you see our ERA? Pitch to that.
No, but what's his
you
on base
looking-
percentage? Like 560. I
Hey,
think we're gonna take
on
2 out
base
of 3.
this.
I think
2
we're
out of
gonna
3.
take 2 out of 3. I think we're gonna win
So
the first 2.
Really
And I think
admitting that you believe the Yankees can beat us a game.
I do.
Yeah,
I think
they can.
I think they're gonna win
but
because of Freed.
These two traders here.
Freed is very annoying, and he's honestly a bit of a Met killer. He's an every team killer, but especially a Met killer. I think we're gonna win the first 2, and I think unfortunately we're gonna lose like a tight game to Freed. I mean,
I'm kind of on board with the same
Bullpen may fall, but-
thing. Yeah.
But-
I can't hear. It's,
Oh, you can't hear the sound effects anymore. I'm upset
okay.
with that.
No, I can't hear the sound effects anymore. I don't know why.
Why is that?
I can't. I
just pooped
couldn't
the
even hear
milk.
Keith for a second.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. The Keith part we can live with it, not hearing Keith.
Be nice to him. He's
Listen,
challenged.
we're gonna sweep these motherfuckers. That's what we're
You
gonna
think
do.
we're gonna-
I'm with George.
I don't.
We're gonna
I
sweep 'em.
listen. I think the Mets are going to beat themselves. I don't think that their pitchers are good enough to beat us. If I'm telling you honestly, I think the Mets are just going to go into a quick little slump, with one of those 2 pitchers and not crush them. So
Aaron
but
Judge has not hit a home run this series. Aaron Judge
Yeah.
does not hit a home run this series. What are
He's
you
gonna
doing?
hit
What are
one.
you shaking your head?
he's going to hit one. He's going to hit one off a canning.
Well, I gotta pick
And God forbid off of Peterson. Peterson's stupid. He'll hit one off of Peterson really far. Really far.
He might hit one off Peterson. Hey, but that would have been a nice little matchup on Sunday if Senga was pitching. Senga makes Max Fried on a Sunday night.
Nice. Senga would have been really nice.
All right, so that's that series, and then Mets head to Boston to play the Red Sox, and Senga
Sweep
opens
them
up against.
bitches.
Yeah, let's rock. They have a guy on that team that just is not a team player, and he's showing the rest of the world that he's not a team player. Did you see that? Rafael Devers, their first baseman got hurt, Cajas. And he said, "No, I'm not. You told me to get rid of the glove. I'm a DH now, and he will not go to play first base.
That's a way to get out of baseball real quick.
It's a team killer. That's a way to kill your chemistry.
Yeah, he's going to be banned. He's going to be blackballed like Bauer. Stuff like
It's
that
like,
doesn't
You can say Bauer because producer Joe's not here.
But it's true. Bauer's been blackballed, so just like Devers will be.
What was that, Keith?
Let me just vent real quick, right? Because and any job, if somebody paid me $100,000 to do a job, anything that's within reason, I'm gonna freaking do it, right? If this guy gets paid whatever he's getting paid, and I'm sure it's a lot more than $100,000 because the league minimum doesn't even scratch that.
He's got a $300 million contract.
Yeah, he just signed a.
Get out there and play first. Okay, that's it. Okay.
You're a ball player.
What kind of person are you? That's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Let me just throw it out there. That's a fucking piece of shit. Excuse my language. This just became a rated PG-13 show, but that is a fucking piece of shit.
Listen, he's entitled to be that way if he wants to be, you know, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, he should be playing ball. He should just go play first base.
Go play with the Ducks.
100%. Go play first base. Be a team player. You got 25 other guys that rely on you that want to win. And by you being at first base, it'll be better.
Anyway,
the attitude on the Mets team is beyond that, and I am so grateful. We don't have any players like that.
Yeah.
They do a lot of vetting on the Mets, it seems like, with this new organization to prevent hiring players such as that.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing that bugged me the most is that, and I'll mention here, is that bullshit clickbait article from earlier where the title is talking about Pete Alonso trade rumors that I mentioned in the opening, and then if you read the actual article, it's about Scott Boras, rightfully so, saying, "Hey, if you're in the middle of the lineup every single day, the manager thinks pretty highly of you, and his client is doing well. Go pay the man, let him be a Met for the rest of his career." But don't. The whole title of the article was talking about trade rumors surrounding Pete Alonso.
And even the context of the article beyond that, it's just stupid. I mean, like, no kidding. Like, why are we talking about this in May? Right? This is May. Why don't we talk about?
Oh, remember last May we were supposed to be trading everybody. They told WFAN said we had to trade Lindor and Pete and all these guys.
So you don't want to talk about the exact thing you're talking about?
No, but we
raised it because we're trying to bring awareness to the folks at home.
Right, so
public service announcement, Rodriguez. Come on.
The Red Sox don't have their rotation set up. The Mets have Senga, and then to be determined also. There's some things that are going on. Injury potential. Yeah.
Don't think that Mendy, and this was also last year, but don't think that he isn't a factor in the little tit for tat going on, right? Because he was, there's a little bit going on there too. So they're a little bitter at us.
I think Soto breaks out the shuffle big time this series. Just activate the shuffle. He had a bunch of bombs. All right, we'll do our best here. The Red Sox are fading. They've got chemistry issues. They got injuries. So I feel comfortable in saying that we can go there and sweep them. That's a 6-game win streak I just got us on. What do you mean? That's pretty good.
I would take both series. I'm not going to be that greedy, but 2 out of 3 at minimum. Possibility of sweeping the Red Sox. For sure.
Keith?
I'd be super happy with 4 to 6, but I think 4 out of 6. But I think we're sweeping the Red Sox, and we're going to go 5 out of 6. What I'm really excited to see, taking a step back in the series to the Yankee series, is Soto's reaction to the boos and the. I think he's going to step up big, and I'm really looking forward to watching that.
He's definitely ready.
He's better when he gets booed.
Right. I'm really looking forward to him getting a little pissed and hitting that Yankee porch.
But there's going to be a lot of cheers there too, because the Mets are in there. Mets are all up in that house.
Yep, I've been there. Yep. I've been there during the Subway Series. Really exciting, really electric.
Knuckles deep.
So all right. So then after that, we'll get into we'll talk next week about the upcoming series. But after that, we got a homestand, 3 against the Dodgers. Test. 3 against the White Sox come to town, right? And then we get a day off, and then 3 against the Rockies. Then we go to LA for 4, and then to the Rockies for 3. So that's our next set of set of series here. It's tough, then it gets really easy trap potential, tough again, and then
Not
out to
football. It's
Colorado.
not football.
Yeah, but
It's not football.
we've
There's no track. There's no track.
Past Mets team have played down like the Nationals when they were garbage and we were good. We were constantly losing
down to the competition.
Maybe we weren't as good as what we thought.
And the stupid Marlins and stupid Glavine. All right, that's
the Mets are good.
Oh my God, you're talking about Glavine.
Sorry. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up here. On that note, Mr. Keith, what do you got here on the way out?
I think we're going to have a really good, exciting upcoming, I'll say 12 games. 12 games. I think this is really a good litmus test for who the Mets are as a team. And I think we're going to stand up. And I think we're really going to get up there and show the league and the world that we can stand with the big boys. And not only stand with them, we can beat them. It's going to be really fun. And one last thing is I'm really super excited for this Subway Series this weekend, more than normal, because I really want to see Soto and his reaction to the fans. This is like a this is like a baseball fan's dream, watching all these interactions and emotions everywhere. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go, Mets.
You got something else you want to do to anybody on the Yankees or the team or?
Yeah, I want to take Judge and his and Fuakata 0-4 the whole series.
Ooh.
I'm telling you all along. Oh yeah, that would be
Horseface 0-13. That's the headline.
Fantastic.
I am.
Yeah. I'll give him a bunt hit. 1 for 12.
A bunt hit.
Little dribbler down third base.
Dribble down
Third base.
Yeah.
All right, Keith.
Listen,
Rodriguez, what you got here on the way out?
In all honesty, the offense has to be more consistent and really start putting up numbers every game and stop being from 2 runs to 8 runs. They have to stay at about 4 or 5 runs a game. The pitching staff has been great, and the defense has to get a little better too. They've been playing a little shoddy defense, and in between they make great plays, but a great play doesn't help you when a regular ground ball gets bobbled or a ball goes through somebody's glove, and that's something that you need to be prepared for. That was terrible. So
yeah, they've been having a little bit of streak. You're right. Yeah,
those things like that have to be brushed up on, and the Mets will be good, but that pitching staff could be dead could go bad anytime. Something could happen. So we got to use them as long as we have them. As long as the offense and the defense just picks it up just a little bit, I think the Mets will have a successful next 10 games easily. I think they probably go 7-10, 7-3.
Oh, okay.
If they stay consistent, 7-10.
What? 7-3 will be amazing.
No, 7-3.
I don't know.
So let's go Mets, dude. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Emotional
damage.
Wait, but you see when Rodriguez can't hear the cell clip, so he just thinks that he just
can't hear anything.
Tourette's right there.
I don't know. I can't hear it. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't hear it anymore. It's weird.
I'm just thinking Rodriguez is just sitting there and he just sees Keith go damage.
But he doesn't even flinch because he would expect something like that from me anyway.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't because I'm used to weird.
I got you, bro.
It's nothing new. I've been next to you before.
Yes,
I've had you seen you have ticks, so I'm not upset about it.
Karen,
see, there you go.
Anyway, so Karen, Felicia. What?
Stop.
Listen.
No.
That doesn't.
No. Keep moving. Keep it going. No.
That does it for us this week on the Put It in the Book show. We will talk to you guys next week. We got Yankees. We got Red Sox up in Fenway. We got Dodgers coming to town next week, and we're gonna whoop them all. F the Phillies, F the Braves, Marlins. Marlins, you were a little excited at the beginning of the year. You lost 14 out of your last 17. Chill out. Let's go Mets, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out, everybody.
Put it in the books.